Last week we gave you the 5 best European embarkation ports. Today is the first of our other favorite ports in the Mediterranean. So buckle up while I give you the 10 reasons why Rhodes made the My Travel Window list of 5 favorite cruise stops. Where is Rhodes anyway? If you look at cruises in the Mediterranean, they'll typically focus on a combination of 3 areas. The Western Mediterranean, which is headlined by Italy, France, and Spain, or the Eastern Mediterranean, which is anchored by Turkey, Greece, and Italy. In between the two is the Adriatic Sea, which adds Croatia, Montenegro, and others to the mix. Rhodes is in the Eastern Mediterranean, and often the southernmost stop on the itinerary. The name applies to both the island and the largest town, which is where you're going to dock in a cruise ship. So let's get to our favorite reasons. Number 1, access. We've been to 24 ports in the Mediterranean. None of them have had better access to a medieval center of town than Rhodes. You literally walk to the end of the pier, cross the street, and you're in town. Less than 5 minutes. No need for taxis, shuttles, or excursions. Just walk right in. Reason number 2, where you walk in, the castle wall. The fortification walls that surround the medieval portion of town are 500 years old, and they are massive, as you can see here. There is a point where you can walk a portion of the wall, and there's other places where you can climb the wall for photos. It is fabulous. Reason number 3, the medieval shop setting. Look at this scene. The shopkeeper looks like he came out of a Turkish bazaar scene in an Indiana Jones movie, doesn't he? Shopping here is fun. The goods are modern, but the setting is classic. Reason number 4, wanderability. The last time we were here, we had 3 major cruise ships in harbor at the same time. Usually when that happens, the crowds become overwhelming, and there's definite bottlenecks when everyone converges on this small of a town. But there's also a myriad of little-used side streets and alleys to explore. I took this video on a back street just 1 block off the main thoroughfare, and there's many other side streets that beg to be explored. We often found ourselves the only ones wandering down a particular street. You can't get too lost because you're surrounded by a city wall. Reason number 5, the weather. Rhodes gets a fair amount of rain, about 25 inches a year, but it all falls from the middle of October to March. It almost never rains during cruise season. This July it was unexpectedly hot, causing fire damage to the island. But generally, the weather is spectacular, particularly in the spring and fall. In the 5 primary travel months, they get less than a half an inch total of rain. Reason number 6, the Colossus of Rhodes. Okay, so you won't actually see this. The Colossus of Rhodes is a giant statue that guarded the entrance of the harbor in ancient times. It was one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, and it was destroyed by an earthquake in 225 BC. The ruins of the statue remained here for almost 900 years. So even though you don't see it, how many times are you going to go to a place that housed one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world and see where it was? It's a number less than 7. 2 pillars in the harbor mark where it stood. You can see it visualized here. Reason number 7, there is antiquity you can see. At the edge of the town of Rhodes, there are ruins of a Roman hippodrome with a restored amphitheater seating at one end. Elsewhere on the island, there are scattered other sets of Roman and Greek-style ruins. Reason number 8, food and drink. In the center of the medieval section of town, there's a plaza area. Surrounding the plaza are a wide range of eateries, each with a delightful alfresco view. Some are on the street level, many are on levels above, overlooking the scene. To me, this area ranks right up there with the Placa in Athens or the waterfront in Villafrance in terms of a wonderful place to sit in the shade and simply enjoy the happy ambiance of the place. My wife and I sat here and enjoyed it thoroughly. Reason number 9, the castle. The Knights of St. John came to the island in 1309, and they ruled it for about 200 years, leaving behind this beautiful castle that is the heart of the old city. There's a nominal fee to enter, but you can see much of the castle from outside, and it's quite memorable if you decide to go in. Reason number 10, Lindos. The last one here is my personal favorite. About 45 minutes from the town of Rhodes, and 2 hours by boat, lies the small town of Lindos. Here you'll find the Acropolis of Rhodes, where several ancient temples were located. The hike up was taxing for a 70-year-old, but the views of and from the top are worth every drop of sweat. Looking down from this spot, there's a bay that's named after St. Paul. The locals say that St. Paul stopped and preached a sermon here. So there you have the 10 reasons to find a cruise ship that stops in Rhodes. But that's only the first of our 5 favorite day stops in the Mediterranean. See the next one here, or check out this review of one of the cruise ships that brought us here. Until next time, safe travels.